YouTube fam, what's good with y'all? Coach right here. Try to get this sun a little bit. I want to talk about when to cut him off during the talking stage. One of my queens, um, followers, supporters, she asked me to do this video, and I think this video is a good idea because, when she asked me, I thought about it, I prayed about it, I meditated on it. I said, you know what, that is a good video to do because a lot of women struggle with when to cut a man off during the talking stage. Um, my experience doing coaching, you know, a lot of women they'll sit right there and see the red flag and see foolishness, and they won't cut it off. Good morning. How you doing, Lady Shantae? They won't cut it off. Then I be telling them, so you should have cut it off right there. So during the talking stage, when you should cut him off. Um, you know, it all depends on what the situation is and what that man is saying to you. If that man, good morning, Michelle. If that man is promising you this, good morning, Diane. Oh, you the one for me, this and that and the other. If he start talking like that, and then as a woman, you gotta hold him kind of to his word. You know, if he's saying that, but then if he's not backing up what he's saying, you know, give him a little time, whatever. But after a while, if he's still being inconsistent, you see a lot of inconsistency, and then as a woman, you got to cut him off. You got to go ahead and cut him off because, see, one thing about a lot of women, like one thing a lot of women struggle with is, you know, they 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 question themselves like, man, did I do the right thing? And this is my experience, you know, as a coach. Sometimes, after I coach a client, they'll reach back out to me, whatever. I reach out back to them, back out to them. I ask them how things going, and a lot of times they be like, I don't know if I made the right decision, you know, by doing what I did. And I'm like, girl, you made the best decision. You just cut a man off who just was using you for sex. You see what I'm saying? So that's one thing a lot of women struggle with. They struggle with making, like, knowing, have I made the right decision? Like, I don't want to cut him off because, this and that and the other. Like, a lot of women give a man the benefit of a doubt. And that's where a lot of y'all be going wrong at. And another thing, too, a lot of women, like, as soon as a man start talking to them and showing interest in them, they start developing feelings. And if women can learn how to control their feelings when they first start talking to a man and don't get excited, don't expect him, what I'm saying, don't have expectations with a man until you see consistency for some months or some time. But I think a lot of times women have expectations so high when they first start talking to a man. And what a lot of women don't understand is, like I said in my videos a couple of days ago, every man that pursues you, every man that want to be with you is not your husband. It's not your man. You see what I'm saying? And that's where women going wrong at too. As soon as the man start pursuing them, they put all their eggs in one basket. And like I said, most men are not gonna just talk to one woman at one time. Most men gonna have about 2 or 3 women. Even if you're a good man, he may not be having sex with them, but he gonna be, talking to them, interacting with them. He might go on dates with them to see which one that he really like. But women, on the other hand, a lot of y'all put y'all eggs in one basket. And, I suggest as a woman that you date multiple men. And I'm not talking about having sex with them. You're not having sex with them, but yeah, you're right, Sister Kimberly. You're not you're not having sex with them, you're not sleeping with them, but you just going out having fun, collecting data. You see what I'm saying? And that's where a lot of women going wrong at. You put all your eggs in one basket, focus on this one man, waiting on him to call you, because he called you the first day and all this here. waiting on him to call. It's like I feel as though as a woman, you know what I'm saying, get busy in your purpose, finding your purpose, securing the bag. That way, you know what I'm saying, when the man call you, he got to fit in your schedule. You see what I'm saying? It ain't like you sitting around waiting on him to call. You see what I'm saying? It's like he got to fit in your schedule. I think that's what a lot of women go wrong at. When they start liking a man, they sitting around waiting on him to call. You know what I'm saying? You expect too much too soon from a man. And that's where you're going wrong at. But if you busy in your purpose, trying to make money, you grinding, stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? You busy. You know, that's gonna keep you from sitting here, oh wait, I'm waiting on him to come in, waiting on him to call me. And even if you do like him, if he don't call, oh well, he don't call. That's his loss. See what I'm saying? And that's back to the high value woman. The high value woman, that's how she sees it. She may like a man. She may think a man is a good catch, but you know, she's so caught up in her purpose and she know her value. If he don't call, guess what? It's just what it is. It ain't meant for it to be together. See what I'm saying? So this one thing I want a lot of ladies to work on. Don't have your expectations up so high so soon. You see what I'm saying? And because men operate a little different. And most men, like I said, they're not gonna commit real fast unless, like I said, they, butt ugly. They ain't got no much options out there. You know, the big dude who unattractive, you know, he might want to commit fast. Low value men, they commit fast. Toxic men who beat women, narcissists, they commit fast. But a normal man, a regular man, a high value man, and the man that majority of women want, like this man of character. Some of y'all say y'all want Boaz, y'all want this and that. You want a man that have a vision. You want a man, you know. Some of y'all even say y'all want an entrepreneur and all this stuff here. Those type men that have character and entrepreneurs and all this stuff here, they're not gonna commit too fast. They're gonna take their time with you and talk to you and get to know you. And even them, they might be talking to other women. They may be talking to 2, 3 other women, dating 2, 3 other women, and they're gonna pick the one that they can gel with the most. Like a mature man, he gonna pick the one that the conversation is good. Like they got a lot of stuff in common. Like myself. I would pick the one that she may not be the most attractive one, but we just have fun together. Some people you just gel with. You see what I'm saying? See, I'm talking about a mature man. A mature man, he not just gonna go on looks. Looks is what's gonna see. What y'all gotta realize, men are visual, and a lot of times, like women struggle with this here, because I talk about this, and women like, well, I want a man to love me for me. I want a man, which is true. A man should love you for you, but what's gonna get a man to approach you and pursue you is your physical appearance, because how can a man know your personality? How can a man approach you for your personality and he don't even know you? He don't even know you. He don't know nothing about you. See what I'm saying? But it got to be that look that get his attention. And see, if it's a long distance relationship type thing, if he never seen you in person, chances are he not gonna really fall for you until he see you in person. Yeah, he can talk to you and see. Women, y'all different. Women, y'all can fall for a man just by talking to him on the phone every day. That's when y'all fall in love through conversation, what that man is saying. But a man could have feeling for a woman, but he's not gonna really fall for that woman until he see her in person. And that's even me, And I learned this a long time ago. 'Cause one time, like maybe 4 or 5 years ago, when I was doing online dating, I used to talk on the phone with a woman that I met offline, but I never seen her in person. So, and then I learned, see, a mature man like me, I learned, don't promise women stuff, and you never met this woman. You never met this woman, and you promising her this and that, y'all talking all good, I want to be with you, da 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 da. And then that's what I done. One time I met this woman off online dating, and talking good and everything. She had her hopes up high, and so she was describing to me how she looked. She was saying, I look good, and this and that, and she sounded like her. She had a sweet voice. I was like, man, she sound attractive. But but when I saw her, y'all gotta excuse me, man. I gotta, I got a clown. I like to have fun. But when I saw, she just want my cup of tea. I'm like, wow. And I had to let her down in a nice way. She got mad at me. I had to tell her like after I saw her the first time, then I had called her. I was like, you just not, what I expected. And she got mad. She cut me out, and I just hung the phone up on her. But it was sort of like that's why I laughed because I'm thinking about the movie on Friday. Me and Chris Tucker saw the lady that say she looked like Janet Jackson. On the phone, she was like, "Yeah, I look like Janet Jackson." He was like, "Oh yeah, Janet Jackson, wow." So when Chris Tucker, which name was Smokey, when Smokey and Ice Cube was outside, chilling that night, and when she pulled up, he was like, "Hey man, there go Janet Jackson right there." He said, "Who that?" The girl I was telling you about I met. So he walked up to the car, whatever, and he when he saw, he he was like, "Damn!" Yeah, cause he told her, he like, "Hey, go get something to eat," cause he was trying to get rid of her. He was trying to get rid of her, so he was like, "Hey, go get something to eat," and she was like, "Well," she put her wig on. Well, I already ate 2 times a day, and when she put her wig on, he was like, "Damn!" So he said, listen, listen. I call you, but don't you ever come by here. Okay? Don't come by here. I'm gonna call you. So what I'm saying. I learned as a man, don't promise a woman all this stuff until you see her, cause that's how men fall in love. And and the girl that hooked Chris Tucker up, he went to her house like, "Why you hook me up with that ugly behind girl?" She talking about she look like Janet Jackson. She look like Freddie Jackson. So that's what I experienced with my online dating. So I learned as a man not to promise a woman that until I see her. Because I know as a man, that's one way I fall in love. The conversation can be great. The conversation can be real good. But men don't fall in love by conversation alone. Now, women, I don't know. I think y'all a little different. I was just trying to be funny, but that's just me, y'all. I'm a clown. I like to have fun. I like to have fun. Y'all gotta forget my humor. Y'all serious folks. But you know, it reminded me of Chris Tucker when I had my online dating experience. So I learned as a man, don't promise a woman all this stuff here until you see her. And that's how a lot of men operate. Before a man fall for you, he got to see you from head to toe. Just the way a man is. Just the way a man is. Y'all got to realize we dealing with visual creatures. Y'all men are visual. And one way a man fall in love is through physical attraction. There's a little iguana by my foot. I'm alive, Lord Jesus. Go on now. He ain't scared of me neither. But anyways, but but I had learned as a man not to just promise a woman all this stuff until I see her, and that's how I operate even to the day. I learned like all men are that way. All men they got to see you from head to toe. You see what I'm saying? It's just the way men are, cause you're dealing with a visual creature. And I don't know, women may be a little different. Women may fall in love about more what they hear more so. But the attraction with a man got to be there. So it all depends on that man, the situation. You know what I'm saying? When you should cut that man off. But whenever you see, like for an example, whenever you see this man does not meet your standards, your standards are non-negotiable. Your standards are non-negotiable. So if you don't meet your standards, whenever you see when he ain't the one that meet your standards, you gotta cut him off. That when you gotta cut him off. For an example, you may say you want a God fearing man, you want a man of integrity, you want a God fearing man, and once you see this man got any character flaws, you gotta cut him out. Like I was saying yesterday, and I was coaching the client, and the man told her like, I got a sex problem. I'm addicted to sex. That was her time to cut him off right there. Cause that let her know that he's not a man of character. If a man gonna tell you in your face that he got a sex addiction, you don't want that. Because a man with a sex addiction, if you got children, he gonna molest your children. And even if you don't have children, he gonna molest somebody in your family or a man with a sex addiction that bad. Trust me, he will touch on kids. It's a spirit behind that lust. It's a spirit behind that. He will touch on kids. Um, he may even touch on y'all own kids that y'all have together. A lot of that going on. So you can't trust no man that have a sex problem. That means he don't have character. So when you hear that, you gotta cut him off. You see what I'm saying? Because that's a deal breaker to you. Because you say you want a man of character, you want a God fearing man. So when you see or hear that this man does not meet your standard, you gotta cut him out. You see what I'm saying? That's when you gotta cut him out. Listen, this ain't for me. You know, another reason a time to cut a man off is when he stand you up. When he telling you that okay, we're gonna go out Friday, and then Friday come, he don't call you or text you and say, well, I can't make it. I had an accident or something, whatever. He don't have the decency to call you. That's it. Because he let you know up front that you can't. He's not a man of his word. You can't depend on him. How you doing, Sharon? You see what I'm saying? So he already starting off on the wrong foot. It's just like you get hired on a new job, right? You get hired on a new job, and the first day you supposed to be to work, you late. What you think they gonna do? The first day, and this job is a high paying job. This job is like it's not no ordinary job. This job is a high paying job, good benefit, but they expect a lot out of you, and you got to be on point to get this job. Like this is the type of job that everybody just can't get. You see what I'm saying? And you show up in that job late. It's a very demanding job, and you show up on that job late the first day. Guess what? They already gonna get rid of you because you let them know right now that you're not dependable. That same thing how a woman should operate. A high value woman, you're not gonna that's disrespect to tell her that you want to take her out, and you don't have the decency to call her and let her know, hey sweetheart, listen, I can't make it. I having car problems or something. My son in the hospital at the last minute, whatever. He gotta have a good excuse. You see what I'm saying? That's understandable that things happen. But if a man gonna tell you he gonna pick you up on Friday, or if y'all gonna date on Friday, he gonna meet you somewhere, which I don't think a man should pick you up from your house on the first date because that's not dangerous. That's dangerous, and you don't know this man. So just if you want to cut this man off, he don't know where you stay. So I suggest you meet him at the date, or y'all meet up somewhere at a neutral site. But if this man stands you up, he already let you know that he's not a man of his word. Chances are, he's not the man you're looking for. The real man you want, a high value man, he's not gonna stand a woman up. If he can't make it, he gonna call her and let her know, hey, let's do it Sunday. And then when Sunday come, it's gonna happen. See what I'm saying? He's a man of his word. See what I'm saying? But I noticed in coaching a lot of time women give men passes. Y'all give these men too many passes, and I'm telling y'all now, a man ain't gonna do y'all like that. Men ain't gonna do women like that right there. If you stand a man up, he gonna be on a date with somebody else. Cause he got a lot of options. You see what I'm saying? He got a lot of options. He ain't gonna sit there and let you keep on standing him up. Homeboy, you see what I'm saying? Homeboy got other options. You see what I'm saying? So those are some situations where a woman should cut a man off. If you're a woman that practicing abstinence and you want to wait till you get married, or if you're a woman, because I know everybody don't want to be abstinent, but if you're a woman who's not easy, that you will give it up for you get married, but you're not easy. You want him to like get to know you and work for you, and when you get ready, you know what I'm saying. But if a man keep going sexually with you on the phone, you telling him like, listen, no difference. Listen, like, I know that you talk about sex a lot. You talk about like sex a lot, and to me that's a turn off. Cause I don't know you yet, talking stage, and you are. It's like ain't nothing wrong with that, but you overdoing it. Like every phone conversation, we could be talking about something else, and then you switch the conversation about sex. To me, that's a turn off. Let a man know to pay for it. Tell him one time, that's a turn off. Cause you sending me a message that all you want to do is get me on my back. But I want somebody who trying to build with me and who what I'm saying, who really trying to connect. So let him know the nice way. Listen, don't talk about that too much, cause you sort of turning me off. In a nice way. If he ain't the one for you, he gonna get mad and ghost you. So if he ghosts you, guess what? It is what it is. He ain't the one. He a grown boy. He a clown. Cause a real man, he not gonna ghost a woman that have respect for herself. A real man, when you say that to him, even if even if you're a real man, but he gonna try you sexually. He gonna try you sexually to see how you will. If you tell him that right there, he gonna say, you know what, that's the one I want. You might get rejected by 100 men. I ain't gonna say literally 100, but I'm just using that as an example. You know what I'm saying? You might get rejected by 100 men. Again, I'm not saying literally 100, but one man gonna fall in love with you by your boundaries and your standards and the way how you respect yourself. You gonna meet that one man and say, you know what, this the one I want to be with. And like I was telling y'all yesterday, if you ask a real man what they want, that's what a real man will tell you. A real man, I want one that respects herself. I want a woman that gonna hold me account. This is what a real man tell you. And I heard several real men say this. You see what I'm saying? I'm not making this up. I've heard several real men say this. That's what a real man gonna tell you. He not gonna, you know, get with any and everybody. And that's what's gonna make that man fall for you. And that's where a lot of women go wrong at. Like, y'all give these men too many passes. Like, you know, you should have to tell a man over and over again. And then another thing too, a lot of women are scared of losing a man. A lot of women are scared of losing a man, so they walk on eggshells and they try their best to keep that man. So when a man do something to make them feel uncomfortable, they don't say that. Well, I don't want to offend him. I don't want to turn him off, whatever. Y'all gotta stop making excuses for these men. Another excuse I see a lot in coaching, if a man got character flaws, here comes some women. Well, ain't nobody perfect. We all got sin. We all struggle. That's no excuse. That's no excuse. Look what this man is telling you. Look what he's doing. Look at his character. When you see this man ain't got no character, cut this man off. When he don't meet your standard, cut this man off. You see what I'm saying? Cut him off. When this man is telling you that he want to be with you, y'all trying to build something, you the one for me, all that stuff there, and then you texting this man and he don't respond. You inboxing this man, you see this man open your inbox, like the comment I read the other day. He don't respond, but then you go on Facebook, this man posting up, he mountain climbing, he posting up, he at the clubs, he posting up, he out there fishing, and y'all been talking on a consistent basis for a good month, 2 months, and he been calling, saying all the right stuff. Y'all been, gelling, like you said, the chemistry has been good. All of a sudden now, he stopped being consistent, and then he see you calling him, he see you inboxing him, he see, what I'm saying, you texting him, whatever. Then you see this man putting on Facebook, he mountain climbing. You got to cut him out right then. Cut him out. Block him. Don't sit there and keep trying to figure out why he doing this. And then what women go wrong at. So what should I do? Like, why is he doing me like this here? Like, I don't understand. Don't understand a man. You ain't gonna never understand a man. You ain't gonna never understand a man. You see what I'm saying? Just like the coming out read, she was trying to figure out what should I do. Girl, move on. That's what you should do. Move on. He not into you. He not into you. And I understand he lost a brother or a loved one or something like that. But that's no excuse for a man to not return your message. The man see your text. The man see your inbox. You see what I'm saying? A woman shouldn't chase no man like that right there. You inboxing the man and you texting the man and you calling the man and you see this man out there talking about on Facebook, talking about he mountain climbing. Don't chase no man. See, a high value woman, she gonna block them. You know what? You don't need no closure. You don't need no explanation. Your closure is he ain't the one for you. Your closure is there's somebody out there better for you. And and back to that woman who left that comment. That young lady, I believe she's a good woman. She's a good woman. And what she got to realize is, reason why he doing what he doing is not because of you. See, a lot of times women feel rejected when the man do them like that. It's not because of you. It's not because you're not wanted. It's not because you're not attractive. It's because he is too immature to see your value. He too immature. An immature man can never see the value of a queen, of a good woman. He will never see a value of a high value woman. See what I'm saying? So as a high value woman, you got to cut him out right there. Cut him out. Cut him out. You see what I'm saying? And that's why I look at when to cut a man off. You see what I'm saying? So it's different reasons, different situations, different scenarios. But what y'all gotta realize, men approach relationships different than women. Women approach relationship like with marriage on their mind. You know, they, and that's where women going wrong at. You gotta want to get married. You should date to get married. Don't get me wrong. You should date to get married. But when you first meet a man, just don't expect so much from that man. You see what I'm saying? Don't have your expectations up so high until this man prove to you on a consistent basis. You know, like I said, for at least about a good 6 months. You see what I'm saying? A good 6 months, and y'all just been gelling, talking. And the key thing is, you're not on your back inside of 6 months because, really, I would say that really you should not be on your back till you get married. But I know that's not popular, and everybody's not doing that. Even some Christians are not doing that. Even some Christians, they want to do it before they get married. So I'm not condoning that, but I'm gonna say this here. At least for a good 6 months, you just collecting data, y'all just gelling, and you're not on your back. Because like I always say, when you have sex with a man, you in love. You gonna feel love. But the average man, sex don't make him feel love. You see what I'm saying? See, a man gotta wanna be in love. He gotta wanna fall in love. See, one reason why a man don't fall in love and commit because he leaving his options open because he not for sure that's what he wanna do. But when the man get to a point in his life that he ready to settle down, that's when he gonna fall in love. You see what I'm saying? But women, y'all a little different. Y'all, soon y'all start having sex, if it's good, he start treating you right, you in love. You see what I'm saying? Let me see, 3 to 6 months, what do you think about gifts? What gifts to give a guy during a special occasion? Let's see. Special occasion, holiday, birthdays, and should a woman do that? Yeah. To me, nothing wrong with giving a guy a gift. Nothing wrong with that for his birthday or holiday, something like that. But you know, and this, I'm glad you asked that question. That's a good question because women in this generation they go overboard with the gifts. You see what I'm saying? You giving a boyfriend, and sometimes he's not even your boyfriend. You giving your boyfriend Rolex watches and all this stuff. You know, it was on social media, went viral. One lady gave up her boyfriend a rental property. See what I'm saying? You just gotta give him something simple like a watch, some cologne. You know what I'm saying? A nice pair of shoes or something like that. Reasonable. Not gonna spending thousands of dollars on no man, all this stuff here. You know, and like you gotta skip to the beat of the man. You gotta give. You gotta forgive. You gotta give the same way he give. You see what I'm saying? That's how you gotta do that right there. But I don't think giving expensive gifts too soon within 3 to 6 months. You know what I'm saying? So something simple like a watch. You know what I'm saying? A watch, cologne. A wallet. Stuff, simple things. Reasonable. Don't go spending all the money on these men in the beginning like that because he gonna be like, wow, man, what really? And one thing about a man, when they see that you're gonna do the most giving, they're gonna slack off. Men just gonna get slack. They're gonna say, okay, well, dang, she gonna see what I'm saying? And that's where a lot of women go wrong at. You know what I'm saying? You gotta give according to the status of that relationship and what he's giving you. You see what I'm saying? And what he's giving you. But women just go crazy a lot of time. Not all women, but some women just go crazy a lot of time with the giving. And some women treat a man like they treat their son. Like he's not your son. He's not your son. He's supposed to be a man. He's a man. You see what I'm saying? So you want to give according to how he's giving you, stuff like that. You just gotta be reasonable. Don't go giving all this other stuff that a husband should get, like rental property. You see what I'm saying? Rental property. If you got that type of money to invest in a rental property, do that with your husband. Don't do it with your boyfriend. Don't do it with your fiance. Y'all gotta at least be married. See what I'm saying? Don't get no boy. That's a husband benefit. See what I'm saying? You in a relationship with the man. You giving the man a rental property. Within 3 to 6 months, this man probably have I guess that he going or gone. I don't want him to crawl on me. This man probably have he probably might have another woman in that rental property behind your back. You see what I'm saying? You don't know this man like that for 3 to 6 months. You see what I'm saying? So this where a lot of women go wrong at. You just give him a watch or something simple. You see what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with giving him gifts, You know. And then you expect him to give you something as well. A man's supposed to be buying you things. Amen, bro. See, that's a real man right there. And one thing, what y'all gotta learn about a real man, you're not gonna beat no real man giving. A real man, when he's in love with you, when you the one he wanna be with, when you the one he wanna be with, you're not gonna beat no man giving. He gonna be like that man just said. He gonna and it's not always gotta be the big things. It's not gotta be the bag, the bags and stuff. It can be simple stuff. It can be just flowers. It can be flowers. It can be, your favorite dessert. You see what I'm saying? Just say you telling this man one day like, hey, like I just got a taste for some from Cheesecake Factory. Like I love red velvet cheesecake from the Cheesecake Factory. And he like, okay, yeah, really? And then one day he come over your place, whatever, and he surprised you with that. See what I'm saying? That when the man care about you, he gonna be doing stuff like that for you. When he hear what you like, he gonna just boom. Hey, babe, I was just thinking about you. See, so like my brother was saying, a man gonna be buying you things, but it's not always about the materialistic things. It's about the little things. See what I'm saying? It's about the little things, you know. And it go the same way. I don't expect a man within 3 to 6 months, buying a woman, expensive purses and all that neither. I mean, some men do because they got it like that. But even if me personally, even if I had it like that, even if I was making 6 figures, I was making 7 figures. Me and that young man who on here probably got some other men gonna watch. I would suggest that men do the same thing. You start out giving, what I'm saying, according to the status of that relationship. If y'all just talking, whatever, you give stuff like her favorite dessert. You see what I'm saying? Then y'all become exclusive. Then you up your gifts a little bit. But I would advise a man, don't start out buying women purses and all this expensive stuff. Buying women jewelry costing thousands of dollars. Because then you don't know you got a gold digger or you got a woman that really want to be with you. And I had a friend, he was like that, and he used to go spend almost his whole check on that girl. Now, like, I had to tell him, like, dude, man, you spending too much. But me being a man, I know a man gonna do when the man in love, he's not gonna listen to what his friends say. So I backed off. And when he couldn't spend that money, when they ain't got tight, he noticed her acting funny. And she ended up breaking up with him, and he was hurt. Y'all don't realize men hurt too now. Men cry over a woman now. They might not do it in your face, but men will cry. But that's when I told him, I said, that's what I was telling you, dog, like you gave too much too soon. You don't know this woman. Y'all just got together. So the same thing I say to the women, the same thing I say to the men, your gift should be, something simple. The small things. And that's how you gonna test that woman. Cause if you giving her something like her favorite dessert, like from the Cheesecake Factory, and then she don't appreciate that, she like, oh, I was expecting, a purse or a bag or something. That's how you know you dealing with the wrong woman. So it go both ways. When y'all be get exclusive, then y'all get engaged, the gifts will start coming more. But like me, like these expensive bags and stuff, that's a wife. That's a wife. That she gotta be my wife. That's how I roll. She gotta be my wife. You know what I'm saying? If she my wife, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But people are buying cars for each other, then and dating and relationship, buying houses, and y'all acting like y'all married, but y'all buying all this stuff, but y'all not even know y'all gonna be together for the rest of y'all life. People be doing that in dating, and that's where they be going wrong at. In dating and relationship, it should just be, the status of that relationship. But when y'all get married, then y'all start giving like, expensive things, cause y'all won. Y'all won. You see what I'm saying? And I'm gonna say that right here. Until y'all get married and you are happily married. This man treats you like a queen. This man value you. He loves you. You see what I'm saying? Not even when you just get married. You see what I'm saying? But when you get married, you know this man treat you like a queen on a consistent basis. You happy with that man, and if you happen to have a little money that you want to go buy him, you and him a rental property, then no problem. You see what I'm saying? So we just gotta use wisdom. You just gotta use wisdom. But I had jumped off my topic, but I had answered the question, so it's good anyway. How your take watching for London? How you doing, London? God bless you. God bless you, sister. But that's what we gotta understand, though. So it can't go both ways. A man gotta know when to cut a woman off. You see what I'm saying? But most men weakness is the woman body, woman sex. So most men, if they getting sex, they ain't gonna cut her off. You know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna cut her off. And that's where a lot of men go wrong at. And then that woman could just be giving them their body, but using them for their money. Cause women do the same thing too. I believe more men do that than women, but women do the same thing too. So that way the men going wrong at. Sometimes the man may give too much too soon. Sometimes the man may take on so much he can handle. So, but that can't go both ways. If men go by the same thing I teach women, look at that woman's character, have standards, and when that woman don't meet your standards, cut off. But a man's weakness is her looks, and she pretty, and she got this right here. This what make a man fall in love. See what I'm saying? And that's what men go wrong at. As a man, you gotta be able to look at a attractive woman and say, man, she look good, I ain't gonna lie, and this how I do it, but she ain't the one for me. She ain't the one because I know, because I got purpose. See, when you a high value man, when you got purpose, you're not gonna pick it in everybody. And that's the problem with a lot of men. A lot of men are low value. Matter of fact, we got more low value men than women. Men just low value. If you just get with a hoodlum, and you only reason why you with her because she fine, you're a low value man. You're a low value man because there should be a thing about a woman that turns you off. You see what I'm saying? But if you just sleeping around with a bunch of women, you low value. You low value, and that's why a lot of men get what they get. They just want to sleep around, and then they get all these soul ties, and then they get hurt. Then they build against women. Oh, I don't want to get married. All women are dogs. All women are this and right there. You see what I'm saying? But I know I was all over the place, but I was just trying to answer some questions. But that's how I look at it, though, ladies. Ladies and men, give it some time. Don't expect too much from a man. Don't expect too much too soon. Just let him. If y'all just talking, if he ain't promise you nothing like that, y'all just holding the conversation. Here and there, he calling you every other day or every day. Hardly he calling you. But as soon as that man start telling you, hey, I want to get you on a better level. I'm falling for you. He start making you promises. Then you want to expect more from him. Then you want to see his consistency You see what I'm saying? But like I said, it all depends on the relationship and the situation. You see what I'm saying? Like I say, if a man never seen you before, chances are he not gonna really promise you too much. He's not gonna commit to you because he don't want to be like Chris Tucker. You see what I'm saying? He don't want to be like Chris Tucker on Friday, so he gonna talk to you, but when he see you, if he are into you that way, that's when he gonna really fall for you. I'm just being real with y'all. That's when the man fall for you. A man, he gonna fall. You have to be his cup of tea, and you don't have to be like what society say attractive is. You know, men like all types of women. Men like all types of women. Don't feel like, man, I'm not attracted enough. Don't feel like that. You are somebody cup of tea. There's somebody out there that when they see you, you gonna be what's good for them. You see what I'm saying? You always It's somebody out there that really likes the way you look. But that's how a man pretty much roll. He not gonna really commit to he see you in person if he never seen you. Like y'all might met off Facebook, y'all might met off Instagram. 'Cause a lot of people now they meeting on Instagram. A lot of people now they meeting off Facebook, and he may have seen your Facebook pictures, but he want to see you. And I'm just being real. He gonna want to see you without that makeup on, without those filters on Facebook and Instagram, all those filters. He not gonna fall for you. He gonna want to see you with your natural beauty. Yeah, he want to see you without that makeup on, and he gonna want to see you from head to toe. If he met you off Facebook or Instagram, he gonna want to see you from head to toe before he fall for you. That's how a real man operate. Now, if he, insecure, big boy, big greasy, little ugly. Y'all gotta excuse my humor, man. I like to have fun. I'm not a serious dude. I'm just not serious, man. Y'all gotta forgive me. Those type, those type of men, that's an exception. Cause they ain't got that many options. So they'll fall for, they'll just fall in love with a woman they never seen in person because they desperate. You know what I'm saying? Low self-esteem men, low value men. You know, they'll do that. But a man that know his worth and know his value, you know what I'm saying? He gonna have to see you first before he fall for you. And that's pretty much every man. Good man, bad man, pretty much every man. That's how they roll. But, that's my thoughts on that right there. Let me see if I got some more questions. Can I answer another question if you dropping the pearls on? Thank you, Sharon. For some women, marriage is like landing a dream job. Then a couple of years later, demanding half ownership in business that hired. Yeah, that is true. Marriage, like, yeah, and then we got a lot of women going wrong. They putting too much. And don't get me wrong, marriage is a wonderful thing. Don't get me wrong, it's a beautiful thing. But and this is why I try to tell people, man, if marriage is great. It have a benefit, it have its negatives, and it have its positive. You got the good, bad, and the ugly. You know what I'm saying? you know the the good is you got companionship. You can have sex legally. You know what I'm saying? In the eyes of God. You can cuddle. Got somebody to spend time with you. The bad is that person got mood swings. That person got some ways you might not like. You got to try to, what I'm saying? You can't do what you want to do no more. You got to pretty much consult somebody else. See what I'm saying? But while you single, you can do what you want to do. Go where you want to go. Buy what you want to buy. Live the way you want to live. The ugly is you got to put that person gas. Cause, they might be in the bed sleep. A lot of people pass gas in their sleep. And you laying up with the man or that woman, and they passing gas in the bed. You know what I'm saying? So at least while you're single, you ain't got to worry about all that. You got the whole bed to yourself. The only gas you smelling is your own gas. You see what I'm saying? Person, that person could be nasty. That person could be nasty. Some people who are married, man, they married to somebody who don't even clean up the toilet seat behind themselves when they go sit on the toilet. And come on, and if you don't clean it up, now you got to go behind that right there. And I know women crazy about stuff like that because you got to sit down on that toilet to do everything. You don't stand up like men do. So you don't want to be sitting down on no seat that this man ain't clean. So it's a lot you got to deal with when it comes down to marriage. I'm trying to tell y'all, it's a lot. Trust me. You got to deal with that person's ways. If they're not clean, a lot of stuff y'all got to look at. A lot of stuff y'all got to look at when it comes down to like being married, man. It's good. Don't get me wrong. It's good. You should want to get married. It's a great thing, but you got to be willing to put up with some things. You know, like I said, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And that's the ugly part about it. The gas, you know, people using the bathroom, everybody ain't clean. You know what I'm saying? And y'all got to talk about these things before y'all get married. Hey, listen, this is what I expect. It go both ways, men and women. You know, I like a clean house. Because I know a lot of women, they got OCD, you know. And I was with a woman one time who had OCD, you know. And man, she had it real bad. If you leave a fork in the sink, she'll cuss you out. She'll cuss you out like big. She cuss you out real bad. If you leave a fork in the sink, she had OCD real bad. You know, so you got to deal with that. If that's your wife, you got to deal with that. And you know, thank God that I backed off, cause I'm like, man, it's crazy. And I had to ask myself, can I deal with this woman here? You see what I'm saying? And that's what we got to do. We got to be open and honest, because marriage is a wonderful thing. Don't get me wrong. It's a wonderful thing. It could be the best thing in the world. How you doing, 12 of you? It could be the best thing in the world. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, being evenly yoked is very important. It could be the best thing in the world if y'all evenly yoked. If y'all evenly yoked, it can be the best thing in the world. And this is what I try to tell people, like, if y'all can be friends, if y'all can be best friends, and I'm not saying like, you know, somebody you see as a friend and you marry them. No, I'm talking about somebody that you romantically involved, like you see them in a romantic way, but y'all got that friendship first. It's bigger than just romantic. Y'all just can't, like, man, I miss my husband, I miss my wife. Like, y'all just wait to get home from work to be with each other. You see what I'm saying? That's the kind of marriage I want, you know? We just like, if you see me, you see her. Most of the time. You see what I'm saying? We just got that close bond. And it's sort of like how David in the Bible, David and Jonathan, you know, even though they weren't brothers, but they were closer than a brother, because the Bible says their soul was knit together. David and Jonathan had an emotional soul tie. You see what I'm saying? And that's one thing that we got to realize. If you can get that emotional soul tie before even having sex, because sex brings on a physical soul tie. But this is what real love is. And this what gonna make a strong marriage. I'm all over the place, but it's good. Developing that emotional soul tie. Y'all ain't had sex, but y'all emotionally soul tied. That's deep there, without sex. And y'all go fishing together. You see what I'm saying? You might be a man, you love fishing. Get you a woman that don't mind going out there fishing with you. She your fishing buddy. Y'all going out fishing together. You might be a man, you like to camp. Or you might be a woman, you like to you know what I'm saying, the outdoors or whatever. See what I'm saying? And that's where we going wrong in love and relationship. We basing everything upon sex and money and status. Oh, you know, I want a man that's an entrepreneur and all this right here. You know, I want an entrepreneur, but you ain't gonna be happy if the entrepreneur don't make time for you. You're not gonna be happy if y'all just can't come together and just jail. You see what I'm saying? And to me, that's real love. Y'all ain't even, when you can be in love with somebody and y'all ain't having sex, that's real love. That's real love. And listen, I'm not downplaying sex. It's a great thing. Don't get me wrong. It feels good and we love it. Don't get me wrong. The sex gotta be good in the marriage too. I'm not downplaying that right there. But I'm saying if we can come together and fall in love and create a emotional soul tie without sex, that y'all gonna be the couple that's married for 50, 100 years. And I'm talking about not just married, but happily married. You got a lot of couples right now being married 50 years, 80 years, happily married because they developed that emotional soul tie. They became like friend, like best friend. They go fishing together, and that's one thing we gotta look at. Like when we like trying to get married to somebody, but we just look at the looks, the money, the financial status, and all this stuff right here, and then we try to marry that person. Then guess what? We're not evenly yoked. And that person, I forgot the name, who said being evenly yoked. That's the main thing. Friendship blesses the relationship without you having. Yeah, that's true. That's true. 100% true. And then one thing about me, like, I don't try to downplay sex and nothing like that right there, cause I know we love that, but there's other thing about a relationship other than sex, and that's all y'all can do is get together and have good sex. Y'all be talking about, oh, that chemistry, the chemistry is so good. There ain't no chemistry. That's just lust. And all y'all got in common. The only thing that y'all evenly yoke in is in sex. Everything else, that's not chemistry. That's not chemistry. That's just lust. See what I'm saying? Women sometimes get chemistry and lust mixed up together. Oh, he made me feel good. Oh man. Oh my God. That's not chemistry. Chemistry is what you're doing when you're not having sex. Chemistry is y'all getting along, y'all ain't arguing, y'all may disagree, but y'all ain't cussing each other out. Chemistry is y'all know how to disagree. Y'all know how to say, you know what, I feel different, but it's what it is. You see what I'm saying? That's what chemistry is. Chemistry ain't got nothing to do with sex. But a lot of women, because the guy's handsome, he's saying all the right stuff, he got the swag, and he good in the bedroom. Oh, the chemistry. That's not chemistry. That's lust. Chemistry is what y'all doing outside the bedroom. Chemistry is y'all going fishing together. Y'all going on camping trips together, just camping, having fun, talking, getting along, laughing, joking. That's what chemistry is. Your partner, you and your partner, y'all should be laughing. Your partner, y'all should be getting together and just be laughing. This what chemistry is. You know your partner so much, you know what they're thinking without them even saying it. That's what chemistry is. That's what a real relationship is right there. Sex is great, but it's bigger than just sex. You know what they're gonna say. You ain't even gotta ask them what they want. You already know. My husband want this right here. My wife want that. That's chemistry. Chemistry is bigger than sex. But the average women, the average man, cause the sex good, oh, we got chemistry. That way they be going wrong at. You see what I'm saying? Yes, that's absolutely correct regarding chemistry. Yeah. See what I'm saying? Chemistry ain't just about if all y'all gonna do is get in the bed and have sex, and that's the only thing that y'all ain't got no chemistry. There ain't no chemistry. You know what I'm saying? What happens when somebody gets sick and they can't have sex? Things happen. Things happen. You see what I'm saying? In relationship that we don't have no control of. And that person gets sick and they can't have sex. Do y'all got chemistry then? That's right, an emotional connection. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, bro. That's what it's all about. And that's what we go wrong at in relationships, in marriage. We never develop that emotional connection. You see what I'm saying? That's where we go wrong at. We look at all the chemistry, the physical stuff, the sex, and all the attraction. But what about the emotional part of it? Because that person may look good when you first see them, but hey, people get older, they gain weight. They're not gonna have that same body unless they exercise a lot. You know what I'm saying? But when they gain weight, what you gonna do then? See what I'm saying? So that one thing, man, this is good, man. I don't want to cut this out, man. It's almost an hour. Ain't me coming on it this long, but man, it's good. And I'm just letting the Lord just flow right now, man. But yeah, that's what God just gave to me right there, man. If we can just develop that emotional soul tie, that emotional connection first, and just date, the sex will be even greater. The sex would be even greater. See what I'm saying? And that's what we gotta realize. The sex will be even greater if we get that emotional bond. as a woman, what to do if you have not heard from a man after a date over a week. Block him, block him. He was on a date with you within a week. I just block him and move on. That's how I roll. I don't sit here and wait time with nobody, man. I'm trying to tell you, a high value woman, she's not gonna be sitting there waiting on no man to call her. Even if you don't want to block him, don't be like me. But even if you want to block him, you just let him go by his business. You don't call him, and when he call you, you check him. Say, listen, I'm gonna give y'all the benefit of the doubt. 'Cause I know everybody don't roll like me, so I ain't gonna say block him. I'll take that back. But really, that's what I would do if I was a woman. But okay, you're not like that. But when he call you, whenever he do call you, say, listen, we don't went on a date and you ain't called me, and in a week. It's like, so what's going on? You see what I'm saying? What's going on? So give him an opportunity to explain himself. If he got an excuse, which is going to be a baloney excuse, cause like I told y'all, whenever a man is said about you, he make no excuses. He make no excuses. When a man really want to be with you, he does not make no excuses. When a man know you the one, he might not know for sure, but when he likes you, when he have an idea you the one, he's not gonna go a whole week without contacting you. And I say this on a lot of my videos, mainly my older videos. When you are not a man priority, you ain't the one for him. So you gotta move on with your life. And like I said, women, stop putting your eggs in one basket. Stop just date other men. That's what he probably doing. That's why he ain't contacted you a week, cause he got somebody else. He dating somebody else. See what I'm saying? So you ain't gotta be sleeping around with other men. But women, if y'all start using dating like, man, I'm just gonna have fun. I'm gonna go out on a date, talk to guys, ask questions. I'm gonna be loose. You see what I'm saying? Yes, I want to get married. Yes, I want to get married. But if this relationship don't come into a marriage, I'm good with that. That's the mindset a lot of women gotta have. But I'm just gonna have fun. I'm just gonna date. They're gonna collect data. You see what I'm saying? If but women, y'all put too much pressure on yourself because y'all want to get married. Like somebody just said, marriage is like a dream job. Marriage is the biggest prize in y'all life, and you put so much pressure on yourself, and that's where y'all going wrong at. So when you start dating a man, don't even expect marriage out of it. Just date, collect data, have fun. If you see something you don't like by his character, just cut it off. Just cut it off. But a lot of women put so much pressure on themselves because they just see marriage as the big picture, and that's where y'all going wrong at. And then, oh, I don't want to cut him off because he might be my husband. I want to marry him. That way y'all going wrong at. So approach a relationship, a dating relationship with a man, you just having fun, you just collecting data. Don't look at it like, oh, this is my husband, we finna get married. You see what I'm saying? If marriage happen to come out of that, God bless you. You see what I'm saying? How many is good in a marriage as well? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree with that. Yep, your intuition will let you know. Exactly. And a lot of this stuff, ladies, y'all already know. Cause y'all intuition tell y'all when something ain't right. You know. And that one thing I learned about a woman. A woman, you can't get too much over a woman. I try to tell you, boy, every woman I've been with, they know when something ain't right. They know when something ain't right. And you already know this stuff. Y'all just gotta do it. Y'all just gotta love yourself. And y'all just gotta, don't look at every man as your husband. So if a man ain't contact you within a week after y'all went on the first date, then he just not interested in you. For what reason, I don't know. You see what I'm saying? You may have said something or he didn't like, or it all depends. You see what I'm saying? But you just don't reach out to him. Just date somebody else and do it just to have fun and collect data. And if you happen to meet a man who really want to marry you, if it go out that way, then hey, y'all get married. So yeah, that's the thing, man. God just used me good on this video right here. God gave me a lot of insight that I wasn't even thinking about talking about. Man, I might have to put some of this stuff in my other book. Ain't, but yeah, this is some good stuff here, man. But that's what we gotta do, y'all. And y'all women just don't expect every man to marry you. That who dating you. Don't get your expectations so high just because a man calling you and showing interest. Just, you know what I'm saying? And when he call, if you not busy, if you want to talk to him, talk to him. You see what I'm saying? If you don't want to talk to him right now, if you busy, don't talk to him. You see what I'm saying? That because a man is calling you, don't 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 get your hopes up high. You gotta stay busy with your life and your purpose, you and your purpose. You know what I'm saying? You he gotta fit in your schedule. You see what I'm saying? He gotta fit in your schedule. And that's how you gotta be as a woman. Instead of you getting excited cause y'all having one phone conversation. You see what I'm saying? And don't expect too much from a man. Just date him, have fun, collect data. When you see red flag, when you see a deal breaker, let it go. Let it go. You need to know in advance that you are going live. We, we need to know the name you're going live. Enjoy this. Enjoy this. Do a live session more often. Yeah, okay, I will. I will. Thank you. Thank you. I sure enough will. You know, before I didn't like too much going live because my LG phone kept cutting off and you know what I'm saying. But for some reason, my other phone it don't cut off, so I'm gonna start going live more often. You know, but I didn't really too much like going live because it kept cutting off. Y'all know my other lives kept getting cut off and freezing up. So, but now that I see I gotta use a different phone, yeah, I would start going live more often. That's why I've been going live more often. So, yeah, but anyways, man, thank y'all for tuning in. That's true, BC. A man that wants you would not be able to get enough of you and wouldn't give another man a chance to come in. That's right, and scoop you up. You 100% right. You 100% right. When the man really wants you, he gonna make sure nobody else come in there right there. So understand this right here, so man. Y'all just gotta follow these signs. Go by your standards. Go by your boundaries. Your standards are non-negotiable. Your boundaries are non-negotiable. Whenever a man overstep your boundaries and he keep doing it, it's a wrap. You gotta cut him out. Gotta cut him out. And you know that's one thing about a lot of queens. You know they have boundaries, but they let a man overstep them boundaries because again, oh, they thinking about marriage. They want to get married. They want to get married. You so anxious for marriage, and even in the Bible it say be anxious for nothing. You see what I'm saying? Be anxious for nothing. That's probably a lot of women. Y'all are anxious for marriage. The Bible tells us be anxious for nothing, but with all things with prayer and supplication and thanksgiving, make your request known to God. See what I'm saying? So we need to stop being anxious for marriage. And not saying you should not want to get married, but don't be anxious for it. Don't expect every man that pursues you that's handsome, that's a good cat to think that, oh, he gonna be your husband. You see what I'm saying? Just date to have fun. If you get marriage out of that, then hey, God bless you. But hey man, I enjoyed this conversation with y'all, man. You know, but I'm gonna get off here. God bless y'all, man. Stay safe and keep the good Lord with you. We'll talk soon.